Hey guys, I'm Alexa Rodriguez and welcome to eKnights. Today we'll be showcasing the Nicholson RTV production students' feature stories. They're known as eKnights, E short for entertainment, and I promise it will be nothing short of that. We have 8 students and 4 features to tell you about today. First, we have Craig Coling and Marianne Perez with their story, A Flight of Ideas. This sounds interesting. Can you guys tell me more about this?
Yeah, so we did a piece on Bob Codges. He's an artist, he does drawings, he does etchboard sketchings, and what he does is he takes his art and he turns it into these really complex charts and graphs so he can use them for motivational speeches, and he does a lot of this for charity events.
That's awesome. Let's check it out.
I take and infuse into the business world art. Because I want to do art. I love art, so why not infuse what you love into what you have to do to earn a living? I've been working in mediums of charcoal, ink, scratchboard, and almost all the art that you see come out of me are pictures of people, because I love people. I find them fascinating. They're my favorite part of being alive, really, and I love the unique, grainy topography of a well-lived face. I love beauty too. I mean, I love standard, typical concepts of beauty, but I think I really love the old, craggy faces, the faces that have a lot of personalities. I launched Flight of Ideas in 1999, and a lot of what I've done has been working with groups. Everything from Imagineers to NASA engineers to folks at the Federal Reserve Bank to help them to think differently, work together differently. Whether it's through facilitation or through motivational speaking or through training or through helping to launch someone's brand, it's all about giving flight to other people's ideas.
I would like to set a mark on the board that you're going to get this. But I would say that's one thing. And my suggestion is, let's stop doing this. Let's set some crazy goals. Let's reach out there and say, we're going to run full tilt boogie toward the edge of that cliff, and when we jump, we're going to believe that we can fly.
The skills that I practice and that I teach through Flight of Ideas are what I call wraparound skills. They're magnifiers of the skills that you already have. So if you're an accountant, I can take the skills of improv and public presentation and make you a better accountant. I find that because I love to draw, I'm going to find a way to work drawing into what I do. If I can go in and draw your ideas out on the wall rather than just make a bullet list of your ideas, it's more engaging, it's more interesting, and it gets people more excited about their own ideas when they see them presented that way. So a little bit of entertainment value, it helps you to get through the course much better. I did the same thing early on in my career with magic. I like magic, so I would find a way to incorporate magic into what I do for a living.
Point your pinky to the base of the card and grip the card on the edges. Then you're going to gently squeeze those edges and slowly open your hand. This is what it looks like from the back. And to see it done from the back, this is what it looks like from the back. And again, slowly from the front, this is what it looks like from the front.
Got my first job at Orlando Regional Medical Center as the data jockey in the marketing research department.
We're going to get the front end of the curve. I usually bring in a bullwhip at this point to show you the difference between the receivers of change and the creators of change.
Over the next 14 years, I had 7 or 8 different positions within the organization, culminating in me being the chief marketing officer for the entire organization. By the time I was 35, I had already done 3 major campaigns. There wasn't a lot of other things that I saw that would really interest me to do, so I decided that was the right time to launch Flight of Ideas. When I first launched this business, I was not as successful as I would have liked to have been. I knew that I would feel a little bit of a bump in my income because you're going from a corporate job to, from a $7 million budget to a $700 budget. But I was a little shocked at how big that jump was. The path to my success has largely been based in giving. I had all this time, I had all this talent, and then what am I going to do? So I found good causes and I started giving stuff to them for free. Anne Frank said, nobody goes poor from giving things away. You know something? I think she's right. I called it and said, for every paying client that I have, I'm going to give away a free project of equal value to the not-for-profit cause of their choice. And caused a little bit of a stir. People were wondering, how am I going to do that? What they didn't know at the time was that I had 2 kids in college and a wife who had just left the workforce to go back to college. So we were a 1-income family with 3 in college. when I decided to give it away. I found over the last 2 years I've had an amazing amount of business, paying and free, and it feels good. It feels good just to say yes and to do good things for other people. And what happens is those people turn around and do good things for other people, and the end result is more good being done in the world. And I'd be happy if that's a piece of my legacy, that more people doing nice things for other people. That would be a bad thing to lose.
Thank you. My name is Bob Hodges, and I appreciate you guys.
Wow, all of the art in that story was amazing. Can you guys tell me a little bit more about etching?
Yeah, I mean, we're not really more like art people, but I believe it's like a black board, black slate maybe even, and he just scratches into it, and it just creates the lines and the shadows that he does through that.
So he's taking out the black and putting
Pretty
it in
much,
white. Okay,
yeah.
awesome. Well, that was awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Coming up, we've got more entertaining stories for you, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. I have two more talented production students here with me, Samantha Rivera and Emily Lupfer. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your story?
Well, we went to the Special Olympics of Central Florida.
Yeah, and there we met this talented young athlete named Josh, and we kind of heard a story about how he got involved with the Special Olympics and his story as he evolved as an athlete and developed confidence and had made all these friends, and it was a great time.
Oh, that's so inspiring. Let's take a look.
He's an amazing young man. He's overcome a lot of things. He's had multiple surgeries, a total of 54 actually. Josh has spina bifida with hydrocephalus, which was a malformation of the spine as he was growing up in the womb. He's very social. His academic levels is not up to par, but that's okay because he makes up for it in other ways.
I love sports. 10 meter, 5 meter, 25 meter. Team sports, team basketball. It changed my life. Practice made me stronger and more flexible. It's not easy, but nothing is impossible.
Well, Special Olympics is all kinds of sports. There's everything from tennis and bowling and track and basketball, all the sports pretty much. Josh is brand new, and right before the event today, he said, "Coach, I'm a little concerned about this." And I said, "Well, don't be concerned, just be confident." He said, "Okay." And afterwards, he said he's no longer concerned. So he grew a lot today, and he did a great job. That's what it's about. It's about ribbons for them. But I don't care about ribbons. I care about their happiness, and this is good for them. It's good for us too.
To have the event, to have an opportunity to win a medal, to win a trophy, is amazing for them because in so many arenas in life, they don't have that opportunity. They're always pushed to the side. It has helped him a lot because he wants to practice, because he's a definite tough competitor. You know, to help him out, like he said, he's become more flexible, much quicker, and much more alert of what's happening around his surroundings. So, you know, it's made him some great friends, something to look forward to, something to compete, so that, you know, it's turned him out into a great athlete. The other competitors, they're in the same thing. You know, they're all going for the same thing. They root each other on, whether they're coming in second place or coming in third place. They're all winners to each other, which is awesome. There's never, oh, you came in last, you came in, you know, you're too slow. It was always, you did awesome, you did great, which is great to hear because, you know, they already go through enough negative things in their lifetime. Here is, like I said, it's an even playing field and everyone are winners.
That was fast. Need new friends. Yeah. And winning. Mostly winning. Trying my best. It's not easy, but I could try.
Wow, guys, what was it like to meet such an inspiring individual?
It was really great. We had a really, really fun time at the Special Olympics, really meeting everyone, especially Josh and his family. And I feel like that's a great organization to get involved in as well if you need to volunteer or anything like that. It's a great place to get involved in.
Oh, absolutely. That was truly inspiring. Thank you guys so much. Next, we'll be mixing it up with a musical story when we return, so make sure you stay right where you are. We're glad you made it back. We have a beautiful story about some opera singers next. Michael Ablove and Katie Hidden are here to tell us a little bit more. Hi. Hi. Could you guys tell me a little bit about your story?
Yes, it's about a local opera house up north Orlando. They bring in like young high schoolers who are aspiring artists to perform big shows to a huge audience and even to their own high schoolers.
That sounds awesome. Let's take a look.
My name is Bill Doherty. I'm the General Director for Central Florida Lyric Opera. I went to the Manhattan School of Music and the Juilliard School in New York. I became a singer and was also a pianist and did a little bit of composing as a young person. And I never really knew exactly what I was going to do with my life. And then just at one point I sort of decided, you know what, I'm going to combine all those talents together and be a director. Orlando doesn't really have those roots in the arts that a lot of the other cities have, which makes it really challenging for every classical art form here. I founded the Central Florida Lyric Opera in 1988 because I wanted to first give an opportunity to local performers who were interested in opera, to display their talent, and also provide a fertile training ground for singers from all over the world who maybe graduated from the conservatory but needed additional expertise in the field in order to pursue their career. We're reaching out into the new generation of people that are interested in opera by bringing our own talented young people that are part of our training program and still in high school, and we bring them around to schools and to community functions all over Central Florida.
Well, basically what the Young Artist Resident Training Program is for the Central Florida Lyric Opera. We perform different operas and whatnot, and it gives people like myself a chance to do roles in operas. As an 18-year-old, that's really a wonderful thing. It's not very often that an opera company will let an 18-year-old do a main role in any show.
There's something really exciting about homegrown talent and the idea of them going on and really fulfilling their dream. And so I think that with our unique training program for young artists, we've been able to really bond with people in the community that have wanted to see Orlando singers move on and develop.
Wow. Now, you guys were telling me about a high school program that they were doing. Do you mind explaining that for me again?
Well, the Central Florida Lyric Opera has a young artist program where they go out to high schools and bring in young talent for their program.
Wow, that's awesome. And the singers were amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you could stick around, we have 2 more talented students with a story full of laughter and inspiration. Welcome back, guys. Joining me now are Mandy Yaus and Paige Gerba. Do you guys mind telling me a little bit about your story?
Sure. Mandy and I went down to downtown Orlando and we got in contact with some of the performers at SAC Comedy Lab, which is an awesome place. It's an awesome live improv comedy. And it was really fun and we definitely got some laughs in.
We got to meet, what was his name? Chris?
Mike and Chris.
They were so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely been there a couple times. I'm going to have to go back and see them. Let's check it out.
SAC Comedy Lab has been around Orlando for well over 30 years in its different forms. It started in Renaissance festivals doing what are called trunk shows, meaning that they would have a trunk with costumes and props and set pieces, very small, that they could literally throw into the trunk and leave and go do the show somewhere else. So SAC was hired to do the trunk shows at the Walt Disney Company and did them in Epcot, and I believe was all the shows there for a while. Then that contract ended and SAC was now without necessarily a home to go to. So they decided to start a theater company and opened up the SAC Comedy Lab in downtown Orlando. So SAC has a rich history and we just want to keep building on that and finding new things that we can do and keep the SAC name and brand alive in Orlando.
SAC, the company, as it currently is a live theater venue where we do live improv comedy 5 nights a week. Improv is live theater that's totally scriptless. You know, if you go see a play, you're seeing actors that have rehearsed on a set, that have practiced their lines, that practice all of their movement on the stage. And at SAC, we have a set and we have an audience, but we don't have any prior rehearsal. So we're taking all of our cues from each other and from the audience. We also do corporate shows, off-site gigs, and classes. We have 4 levels of our core improv classes, so from level 1, 2, 3, and 4. We start with like a lot of fun group games that just gets everyone out of their shell and learning to trust each other and learning to trust themselves and not be so judgmental of themselves and of their own choices. So that's the first thing. I think people that take our classes and get involved here start finding that they're much more open and compassionate. I know that sounds weird, but the work that we do here makes you a more open and non-judgmental person, because the nature of what we do, we don't have time to judge our choices as we go. We have to accept everything. So it's a sense of acceptance that you really feel like you get out of this. Within the last 2 years or so, we've seen a lot of growth here. So you know, our shows are like growing by 20 and 30%. Our box office is really healthy. So there's a lot of organic growth, a lot of people coming through our doors, seeing our shows. People get rooted here at SAC and they start watching shows and they have an awesome time. People really kind of fall in love with the place.
If they come here, they're going to experience a very unique theatrical adventure. Everything we do is completely made up, so you're never going to see the same show twice. There's a feeling of anything can happen because anything can. They could see something that they think is going to go one way and then it takes a complete turn. So unexpected moments are plentiful in our shows. The audience is very heavily involved, and that's another thing. Another unexpected element that the audience can expect is they might get pulled up on stage. If you really don't want to get pulled up on stage, we can read that. We have a good sense of reading that. But for the most part, there are people that have been here and all of a sudden they're not just watching the show, they're part of the show. And that's another exciting thing that they get to experience.
I'd probably tell people that they should just come check us out, check out a show, and I promise they're going to have a great time and they're going to see why our theaters are filled on Fridays and Saturdays and people are coming back every week. So check it out. They won't be disappointed.
Well, that looks like a good time. Now, I know sometimes it can be a bit pricey to find new entertainment in Orlando. Do they offer some sort of college discount or anything?
They definitely do. $5 on Thursdays. They have students that you can purchase tickets at that discount price. And they also have opportunities to take classes, college students, Greek life, any other organization that you have on campus. You can take classes if you can't go to the shows.
That's awesome. I'm definitely going to have to get my girlfriends together to go. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. I want to thank all of my guests for being here and sharing their amazing stories with us. And thank you guys for joining us here on eKnights. Look for our 4th episode next month. We'll bring you more entertaining stories of unique people and unusual places. Have a good night, everyone.